Started way back when with James and Martha. That was way back in the 18s, probably, 1800s. And eventually Martha and my dad Oliver took it over, and
Age 14?
age 14 he was running it while he was going to college and school and college.
They were married in 1926 maybe or so. Your mother was 18, I guess? 36. That's 26. Come on, help me out.
I don't know any of that stuff.
Yes, you do. Come on, she's
I
wasting.
don't keep track of it. You keep track of it.
I just married into this. I know not much. I know your father took over the farm when he was, what, 14, 15 years old? He did go to agricultural school at UMass Amherst. You came along in 1943. You raised chickens, turkeys, the cows. What else? Had the cows, cut hay, had egg roots, sold the eggs, sold the turkeys. You killed off turkeys. That don't sound right, killed off turkeys. You helped on the farm going before you went to college? Come on, George, help me out.
You're doing fine.
I'm doing fine. I'm having a block. Oh, your sister come along in 1950? You and I met and married in 1964. Raised two boys, one in 1965 and then in 1967. I helped on the farm and we went to raise more cattle. What year did we have the bonfire?
78 or 87, one of them.
78? Yeah, had a bonfire, lost one or two animals out of, what, there was about 20 then in the barn, if that. Well, it was the first part of September 8th, I believe it was. And we all had a suspicion that it was set because it started in the back of the barn. There was a silo. So at that time, in 1977 or 78, whatever it was, there was a lot of bonfires in Dracut being set. So I think, unfortunately, we were one of the ones that had the barn, burned down to the ground. Then we rebuilt to our new home over yonder.
Growing up on the farm was tough. It was constant work, 365 days a week, 365 days a year, 7 days a week, rain, snow, sun. It didn't matter what was going on outside. The work had to get done, the animals had to get fed, and no matter what time of year it was, there was always something to do.
Yeah, George here had to take over the farm when his father was hurt in a tractor accident. He was sitting on the tractor, and the tractor backed up to the inn shed here and kind of crushed him. And so he had to take over then. And years later, when your dad took real sick with cancer of the liver, George's mom, Dorothy, and George took over milking cows for, how many years did you do that? quite a few.
We didn't do it for long.
Well, he got hurt.
Dad was only sick for 6 months or whatever.
Yeah, he got hurt. Was that October he got hurt? Because they thought it was a prank of Halloween. Wasn't that? Don't look at me that way. Just.
You're mixing and matching.
Well, he did get hurt anyways. And then with George still working, he's not retired as of yet, as of today. His mother was getting up there in age and was still helping with the cows, and they just thought it was much too much to keep on. Maybe it was February. He got hurt in February, March, May, June, July. Yeah, maybe it was in February. But anyways, that's the story of kind of bad accidents around the farm. Other than the two boys fooling around. One boy pushed the other into a barrel. I think your dad might speak of that tonight.
So Granny mentioned a few possible stories that you could elaborate on. One was that one brother pushed the other into a barrel.
Yeah. My brother and I, we always had a good time. Again, it was only the two of us. There wasn't many neighboring kids around close to play with. So it was only Scott and I. And we were in the barn, and I don't know what he did, but he picked up a barrel and kind of either threw it at me or towards me and smacked me in the head. Ended up getting stitches in my forehead. Brothers are always a pain. He threw a stick at me one time, put my arm up to block the stick from hitting me in the head. A little piece of the stick went into my elbow and kind of like locked my elbow up. I had to go to the hospital and get that removed. We were playing around a trailer one time, and he was on the back end of it, making the hitch end of it real light. I don't know if I moved the trailer or he just jumped off, which made the front end of the trailer real heavy. It dropped and broke my toe on my right foot, which kind of put me out of commission for the summer. Brothers are a pain.
But we still do the haying, of course. The grass has got to grow. So we still do hay and sell hay.
That actually leads me to the next question. Can you describe the process of haying?
We fertilize first. Tell them how we fertilize.
We fertilize, we cut it, we flip it back and forth and dry it out, and put it in a row and bale it.
It takes a couple of days.
Which
after
takes
you
about
cut it.
3 days.
3 days, yeah.
If the weather holds.
Yeah. We don't like rain on the farm. For vegetables, it might be good, but for haying, no. And then we bale it, as I said, we put it and throw it into wagons. Now, the bales shoot right into the wagon rather than picking them up from the ground like we used to in the old days. Then put it in the barn, and then we have so many customers come and pick up the hay, like they came this morning.
How many bales of hay do you usually get in a season?
2,000.
First and second, you're
First
counting.
and second.
This-
Average, depending on the weather and the
yeah,
fertilizer and rain and everything else.
yeah. There is 2 cuttings of hay, yeah, in the year. So usually from busy between June until September, at least the middle of September, when haying should be done if we're real lucky. We're real lucky.
So what are some of the best things about owning or working on a farm?
Oh, that we're all together. It's going to be a unity. Not all the time. There is squabbles, but I think working close hand in hand could be a plus.
All our animals that we raised were like pets. You could walk up to them, you could pat them, grab them by their chain, their version of their bling, and just walk them around. And they would follow you just like a cat or a dog would. In October, early November, when we were bringing the cows, they were little like heifers. They weren't a full-grown cow yet. They were just out in the field to eat and graze. We were bringing them back for the winter and gonna put them into the barn. My grandfather, Oliver, he believed in getting behind the animals and just hitting them with a switch, or chasing them into the barn. The animals had never really been in the barn. They haven't been in the barn in over 6-8 months. They were a little bit skittish. So I was holding on to the cow's neck chain, walking her into the barn, and they got scared to cross what we call the gutter, where all the manure gets pulled into. And he got behind the animal and went to hit it and chase it into its stanchion, its stall, and the animal just got scared, turned around, and backed its way out of the barn and practically ripped my arm off. Well, that started a argument between me and my grandfather, and I kind of grabbed him by the shirt and I threw him out of the barn, and then went back, got the animal, calmed her down, and walked her right back into the stanchion. So yeah, I threw my grandfather out of the barn.
Have you ever had any thoughts about selling the farm?
No way.
I had thoughts, but
The
the thoughts are it ain't gonna
It's
happen.
never going to happen, at least while we're on this earth.
If you read the signs as you come into Dracut, my voice, it says Dracut is a farming community. Well, on this road, there used to be 3 farms, 4 farms?
Four milkers.
Four farms that were milking cows, and we were the last ones until these housing developments, in fact, come into next door. And so you can't believe that Dracut is a farming community unless you know who you are. We wanted to keep it farming, but between age catching up with us and not having the land to do these things, and the price of the animals and the feed, it changed, but it'd be nice to see the farm keep on going.
To be honest, there is no future for in the dairy industry for this farm. Farming is more of a hobby than an occupation. We can't compete with the bigger farms in the southern and central western part of Massachusetts, all over the world, New York. They're just way bigger than we are. Right now, the only thing that we can hope for is to continue what we're doing with the land, just cutting it for the hay and keeping the land what it is, keeping the fields clean and open, and enjoying the space, helping out future other farms in Dracut that still are in progress and process, helping them out with hay, helping them out with whatever needs they have, and just keeping it open space. There is no extra room in Dracut. Everything is being bought up by the developers. If there's a piece of land that they can chop all the wood off of and the forestry off of, they'll do it. They'll buy it. They'll put up the money to buy that piece of property to put up a few houses. We're one of the last properties in Drake that have this land. There's currently 3 farmers on Methuen Road in Drake that have probably 120 acres plus. Just want to maintain it for what it is. The wildlife is exceptional. You see deer, turkey, fox, coyote, littler animals, possum, occasional bobcat. We have seen moose on the property, which, because we border New Hampshire, it's kind of like a trail that leads down. Just keep it open space, keep it for, the land, the animals that still need a home to live. There is no future of us getting back into the milking industry. I'm the 4th generation Richardson on the farm. My kids are the 5th, and when it gets time that my parents call it quits and they can't do the farming anymore, I'm ready to step up, take it over, and continue doing what they've done.
It's just too bad that there aren't a lot more of them that are staying in it, but the economy just doesn't warrant justifying going out for that amount of money to keep it going. If you don't inherit it, you can't go buy it.